Was there questions over pregnancy when he passed?
I had got with somebody else and I became pregnant, and he actually went to rehab, and
It's okay.
we were gonna get back together, and then he passed away, and then my son passed away 3 months later after.
He just said to me when I'm connecting, that boy's there and with him. First of all, he keeps telling me I was left when I'm connecting with him. This is really tough. Is it okay to tell you everything?
Yeah.
Know that one of the things that he's telling me is this. When I'm speaking to him on the other side, he just said to me, Matt, I want to let her know it wasn't her fault. Because I feel like you were supposed to be with him that night, or you were supposed to be with him at that time. And I also know that there were issues that were going on between you and him before he had died. That's why he's here, and that's why he made me come to track you down. He said to me, Matt, he says, there were arguments that me and her were having before I had actually passed. He says, the one thing that I have to let her know is that I was not being truthful with her here in this world. When I'm connecting with him, he just showed me all of this fighting, and I keep seeing his moods up and down. He says, our relationship was very tough here in this world because I know how much you loved him. He says, but Matt, he says, I wish that I gave her that same love in return. He tells me that anytime there was a fight with you, anytime there was an issue that the two of you would have, it's like he used to run away from the relationship. And he keeps saying, I'm sorry for that, I'm sorry for that, I'm sorry for that. Because he's showing me this, he shows me breaking up and getting back and breaking up and getting back. And he said to me, Matt, in between those times, I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. He says, and I trusted people that I shouldn't have trusted, he's telling me. And those people were giving him drugs. Those people were abusing drugs with him. And he says to me, Matt, he says, she was trying everything that she possibly could to get through to me. Do you know that he tells me this? He says, I really did love you. And he knows how much pain you're in every single day. He actually tells me that you wrote him a letter or some type of a note after he had died. And he said to me, he says, you need to let her know about the note. You need to let her know that I got that in heaven. I know what she wrote to me. And he tells me this. He says, Matt, he says, I need to let her know one thing. This was your biggest nightmare because you felt like something was going to happen to him. And you had such an intuitive connection with him here in this world, where you felt things before he even told you or said anything to you. He says, what I need you to know is this. He says, I need you to know that on the other side, he says, every single day my soul is here. He says, and the one thing that he needs to let you know is that he did make it to heaven. Because I'm going to be honest with you, okay? When I'm connecting with him, he also was showing me that there was issues with the police with him here in the physical world. And he says to me, Matt, he says, I used to get into trouble here in this world. And he tells me about the way that you used to try to save him from all of that. Oh boy. He's telling me, wait, was there questions over pregnancy?
I was pregnant, and we had broken up because we separated, and I had got with somebody else, and I became pregnant, and he actually went to rehab, and
It's okay.
we were gonna get back together, and then he passed away, and then my son passed away 3 months later after.
He just said to me when I'm connecting, that boy's there and with him. Because here's what souls will show me. This is how mediums communicate. When I was connecting with him, he just showed me a pregnancy test. And that's when I saw the pregnancy test, I'm like, oh my God, how do I even bring this into words? So please know that when you had broken up with him, and then all of a sudden you had that positive pregnancy test, and he got back with you even though that was not his son, do you know he plans on raising that child? He told you this before he died. And he said to me, Matt, he says, do you know, he says that we were supposed to do this together. I need you to know that those two souls are with you right here and now. And I have to tell you one thing. This is really important. Do you know he does not blame you for being with somebody else? He told you that when he was here, but I'm telling you this now. He says, because Matt, he says, there was a point where she was going to move on with her life because I caused her so much heartache, so much pain, so much hurt. But he needs to let you know on the other side one thing. He needs to let you know in spirit that when he had died and when he had left this world, he needs to let you know that this was over the drugs here in this world. I see that. And the saddest thing is, do I think that he was murdered, where somebody actually went and murdered him or did something to him? No. But what I do see when I'm connecting is that somebody had left him. That's what he keeps telling me. Instead of trying to get him help, they had left. So please know that one of the things that he's acknowledging is this. You have been through so much pain since he had passed on. He says, and Matt, he says, every single thing that you have gone through in your life is because of him. All of that pain. He says, and Matt, I wish that I could come back and live life for her. Because every day you're thinking about his passing. Every day you're thinking about this child. Every day you're thinking about all of these decisions that you made just to stay with him. He says to me this. He says, I need her to start living life again for her. This whole time you've been living life for him. He says, and what I want her to know is that she does not have to suffer anymore. Because to the point where I see you suffering and suffering, and I even see about you getting a tattoo, because he's talking about the tattoo when I'm connecting.
I had just gotten a tattoo of my children, but I got a mother lion with her 4 babies, but my son that passed away, he's sitting on top.
Perfect. Know that they know about that. And know that the one thing that he says to me is this. He says to me that on the other side, he says the one thing that he can assure you of is that he has that child in spirit. That you don't have to worry, he's watching over your son. And it's his way of letting you know that he's also here and watching over you. So he's thanking you for the letters that you wrote him. He's thanking you for all the things that you had done for him. And this is his way of letting you know that in spirit, he is safe and at peace. And because he's at peace, he wants you to be at peace as well. Right? I'm going to leave you with that. I really hope that this helped you. There's one other thing he's telling me as well. He tells me that you still have things from when that child was born here in this world. I keep seeing like hospital bands and things like that from that baby. And please know that your little son that had passed away, even though he was so small, right? He knows about this little box that you kept of his with all of these things, because I see like a baby blanket in it. I see these little hospital bands. And he says to me this, even though my mom feels that she failed or wasn't able to be there for me as a mother, he says to me when I'm connecting that he wants to thank you for all the love that you had given him. That even though he was so small and you feel like my son really didn't even get to know me, he did. And it's his way of letting you know that he's also a special angel watching over you every single day.